Hello everyone, welcome back to Chinese Brands. In this episode, we're going to talk about work culture in China. By the way, I'm Hubert. In my channel and my podcast, I usually talk about everything related to brands and marketing from the perspective of a Chinese marketer. I've been working in China for the past 9 years as a marketer doing international business and international trade. And I've been to several countries already, for example, the United States, Germany for business trips. And personally, I've been to Malaysia, Vietnam, and Taiwan. Anyway, if you're interested in learning more about China, and especially the work culture, the living experience, and basically everything about China, because I'm still working on the content, I'm still trying to figure out what type of content I should make. So do not forget to subscribe to my channel or my podcast, and I'll try to update the new episode every week if I can. Without further ado, let's jump into the topic today. So, like I said before, we're gonna talk about work culture here in China. I'm not sure about your country, but if you ever try to work in China, you please tell me what you feel about Chinese culture in the comment section below. I'm really interested to learn more about that from your experience as an outsider. But I would say the work culture here in China is not so healthy. You get this kind of pressure from your directors, from the company, and for every quarter, the company is going to put a KPI that's directly related to sales on you. So, with this kind of burden or pressure, a lot of people would just feel so stressed. And as a result, a lot of Chinese people, Chinese employees, are now learning to take it easily. So there's a Chinese word that's trending recently, which is called 躺平, and it literally means lying on the ground flatly, because obviously there's nothing to fight for here in this place. Especially for the people working in the first tier cities like Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Shenzhen, it's almost like impossible for them to afford a house or the education of their kid, or even like raising a kid or getting married in this kind of city. So the future kind of seems hopeless here in those cities, which is why a lot of people, especially young people, are taking this kind of lifestyle now. There's another phenomenon that I don't like about working in China is that, there are many nice people and friendly people here in China, and I had a lot of great colleagues in the past. But chances are you're still gonna meet some terrible people. And I just met so many terrible people now, recently, especially in this year. And I'm gonna share a real experience that I just had recently. Is actually the experience that I'm still having with you, and I would love to hear whether you also have this kind of experience in your country. There's a product. I do product marketing, so one thing that I often need to do is communicating with product managers. Unfortunately, I just happen to realize that all of the product managers in my current company are terrible. They are extremely rude. Like, I need to get information about new products and legacy products in order to finish my job sometimes, since I do product marketing. And there's a lot of documenting work. So I would ask product managers to get the answer, but they would never reply to me. I usually text them, right? And the app that we use at work has a function that allows you to see whether the person that you are texting has read your message or not. So what always happens is like they read the message but didn't reply to me. They chose not to reply to me. In the beginning I kind of feel like, oh, they probably just forgot. So maybe I should just text them again tomorrow, just to remind them, because I don't want to, go straight to the seat to ask them this kind of stuff. I want to kind of handle it like comfortably. So I did it again. He read again and no reply. So I was like, okay, since I need to get the job done, so probably I should just go find him and talk to him in person. Probably that's gonna solve that's could help me get information. So I needed to ask strangers, I mean people that I didn't know randomly in the office, like, hey, do you know this product manager? His name is blah blah blah, and do you know where he is? In order to find him. Okay, so I finally got him, and I asked him the question that I asked on the app nicely. What I didn't expect is that he reacted violently. He basically just yelled at me like, "Why do you ask me this simple question? Blah blah blah, and why don't you go talk to someone, this person?" And I was like, "Okay, so who is this person and what does he do? Can you tell me and can you guide me through how to find this person, because I'm new here. I totally have no idea who I need to talk to. I was just told that I need to talk to you because you're responsible for the product that I am working on." And he was like, he just pointed his finger at in a direction and yelled again like, "That person's over there." So okay, I went in that direction, and I had, it's a huge office. So I needed to ask randomly in order to get the person again. I kind of feel like that's so rude. And it didn't just happen once. It happens every time when I ask him something for something. And I don't know if it also happens to you at your office, at your workplace at all. It turns out every product manager, including the product director in my company, has the same issue. They all have the same attitude. That's so weird. I kind of feel like they were probably born together. They're probably like siblings or related to each other. They probably grew up together, which is why they had all the same attitudes and vibe. I mean, I gotta say, he's still not that bad. I mean, can you imagine? It could get worse. At least he gave me a name, right? He gave me a the sound of three characters. We usually Chinese people usually have like a two character name or three character name, and that person that I was supposed to talk to has three character name. He gave me the pronunciation, the sound of the three characters. He didn't give me nothing. You gotta start with something, right? Imagine if he said like, "Don't you see that human over there? Go talk to that human." And you look at that direction, you see dozens of humans out there. What is gonna be? It's gonna be a nightmare, right? You gotta start with something. So he gave me three characters. At least he didn't let me start with nothing. That's pretty nice already, actually. But if you're familiar with Chinese language, you probably know that there are many words and there are many characters in Chinese that share the same sound, that share the same pronunciation. So with the three characters, with the three sound, without knowing the characters, I was like, this time I really feel the foreigners who struggle to learn Chinese. It's like remembering three sound without any clue. So I had to, when I was asking for that person and a bunch of people, I had to, keep asking while making sure that I don't forget the three sounds. And after the third person that I asked, I realized that shit, I just totally forgot the sound already. So I was just like, "Oh, do you know this Li Jinzong? Li Jinzong?" Like this kind of stuff. That's pretty funny, but I was lucky enough. I was lucky that I finally found that person. Anyway, I think that's all for today's episode. It's a little bit too long already. Feel free to let me know what the work culture in your country is like. I'm really interested to learn more about your country. All right, thank you for listening to today's episode. I'll talk to you again next time.